welcome to M&B PCP Review. It's Sunday. Nothing ever happens on Sundays, but today it did. I got a package from FedEx on a Sunday. That never happens here. Terry over at Fox Air Power, Central Valley Air Gunners on YouTube if you want to give him a check out. He's an awesome guy. Sent me a PCP to review. And I've reviewed some AEA products. I've reviewed their Challenger, their 25, and it was pretty impressive. The build quality is nice, and it seems to be functioning still better than it was when I pulled it out of the box the first time, actually. Once I got to know that, it's definitely a good PCP. Great pneumatic system for sure. Got a fantastic scope on it, and hits out to 100 yards pretty regularly and easily. But it's hard to form an opinion about a brand, and you need a couple of them to check out. And Terry was kind enough to send over this, well, this little piece of amazement right here. Now check this out. This is the 30 cal HP carbine, and it's carbine length. I'm not sure what the CC of the barrel is, or the air tube is right now. We're going to check all this stuff out later on, but the quality is amazing. Now, they didn't bother putting on a chintzy folding stock and collapsible. This is a really nice one. It's actually really, and works so well. Just a push of a button. You're not searching for it. You're not trying to find it. Everything moves nice and freely. Nothing comes off. I love this thing. And look at the length you can get if you want to. Very cool, right? Regulated version. It does have air. It does have a pin that holds everything if you want it to or don't want it to. I literally just put the stock on, tighten the castle nut a bit, and there you have it. One thing I noticed with this, just right now, because literally you're seeing it, I wasn't going to do a video, but I decided to. Why not share, right? Is how AEA really slims up their pneumatic blocks. And I don't know if you can see this or not, just how thin their blocks are. They really take away, and that's probably for big weight reasons, but they really slim them out to give you just necessary material and nothing bulky. It's not a big bulky block like you see on a lot of PCPs. It's a nice slimmed out block that's ergonomic and really makes a lot of sense. I kind of like that. I like that. As long as the function follows this form, it's going to be pretty cool, I hope. Like I said, it is a regulated version, I believe. Let's put on my spectacles here, and we'll check it out a bit farther. 3,600 PSI max pressure, and we are at about right there on the gauge right now. And you get a nice AEA fill probe. These are some of the better probes that I found, and it's got a couple different replacement gaskets with it also. I haven't had to change any of those on the Challenger yet. And we get two magazines, two 9-round magazines. And for those of you who don't know, this is a semi-auto carbine. And how that works is, from what I can tell, when I've been checked out online anyhow, is you still have your moderator. And you pull your moderator up. Let me show you this here real quick, guys. I'm not going to pull it apart completely yet because I don't want to make any mistakes doing the video, but there's a system on here that blows the air back, compresses this spring, and helps to bring back the charging bolt back into battery to cycle again. So it's really cool system. I really like this. I like the ergonomics of it too. I like the grip on it. Super nice. It's rubberized. Okay, it's a nice rubber grip. It says AEA on it. All your finger grooves cutouts are right in the right place. And what's really nice, what they did here, like a lot of you know, I came from a powder burner world, and I like the ergonomics of a good receiver. And what I've noticed with this, and I do use them both left and right-handed, and what I've noticed that they've done is they've notched this out on each side of the pneumatic block. And what's nice is because when you're using trigger control and you're coming off the trigger in between shots, it's nice to take your finger and rest it up on the side. And you're not putting your finger out to the side. It rests nicely right into that nice smooth. So when you drop back down, it's a nice smooth transition. AEA, I think they thought that through, and that's the same here because I normally do use them left-handed, and it's the same here. It's a nice, see how it fits right nice in there? It's a smooth transition right down to the trigger. That's some good engineering right there. Maybe that wasn't on purpose. Maybe it wasn't, but it works, and I like it. It's perfect. As far as trigger pull, anything like that, we haven't tested anything like that. Like I said, just came. A big deal to a lot of people is you have your safety and your fire is to the back and your safe is to the front. A lot of people aren't wired in the head that way for that. They believe that the safety should be forward. And I guess in a way they're correct, but we got to take it with a grain of salt, because PCPs are all different. I've seen many different styles of safeties, and most of them outright suck, but as long as the safety works, that's the important part to me. Just rewire your thinking. I don't think it's going to play a role in my particular style of shooting, because simply for the fact I'm going to probably be using my thumb to bring it back to fire and forward from the other side, simply because I usually go left-handed. So, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool. It does have the power wheel, and it does have the small style. We're just going to say the small style rail up top. I know a lot of you don't like those. AEA, if you're listening, here in the States, our standard, we like Picatinny, and I know there's adapters, but it really helps a lot of people out if they're out of the box and have Picatinny to rock and roll with, especially on this style of a carbine. Now, I do have rings here that are meant to go right on here. I was lucky enough to have some by mistake, so that works out. What's this thing going to hit out to? I don't know. What are we going to try it at? We'll start at 50 and see what it works. Maybe 40, go out to 50 and maybe beyond to see. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty good, because they seem to have their shit together. AEA seems to have their shit together. But who knows, right? We've seen companies that have got too big too quick, and then kind of lost the direction they were going in. But AEA seems to have their shit together and seems to be going in the right direction. And judging by the machining on this, on the externals anyhow, and looking at the tolerances between the air tank and the shroud, which seems to be machined perfectly, unlike a lot of brands. Yeah, looks good. But that's all I can say right now. I think this looks amazing. I can't wait to get out there and test it. And once again, guys, check out Terry over at foxairpower.com. Central Valley Air Gunners on YouTube. Really, really down-to-earth guy, and probably one of the better sellers out there in the AEA product line. And another thing, gotta go over and check out Bob at Bison Workshop too, because Bob loves to 3D print things and come up with new ideas for things. And Bob got one like this to test, but I don't believe, I think his was the SS. I think it had a shorter barrel on it, if I'm not mistaken, and a little different air tank, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure of all the differences yet. But Bob makes a lot of cool parts. He's made custom aluminum knobs for the charging handle, like we call it the charging handle, but for the bolt, however you want to pin, whatever you want to call it on these. This style, and I'd like to get a hold of him and see if he could maybe make me a little bit of some type of forward grip, or maybe even a Picatinny mount for the bottle. I think that would be very cool. Very cool. So I guess your fill port is down here on the bottom. Yep, your fill port's on the bottom. A lot of people don't like that. It doesn't bother me, but a lot to each their own. I think this thing is really, really cool. I'm a fan of the Element, looks-wise. I have not used one, but I love the lightness of it and all the carbon fiber. I'm a carbon fiber guy, so I think that's really, really cool. I got to get my hands on one of those one day and really check out what it's all about. But, man, This is super, look at this. I mean, this is just like backpack ready. Look at this, guys. Backpack ready. Slip in your backpack. You're off to do whatever you need to do, hunt whatever you need to do with it. Very, very cool. This is, of course, this one's not going to be doing any hunting. This is going to be a lot of targets. Great, great pneumatic system. I love pneumatic systems. Pneumatic systems are awesome. They really, really are. They've came a long ways for sure. A long ways. Back in the day when this all started, I just, you know, people would mention a pneumatic PCP and some people would cringe, and I was one of them. But wow, it really changes your perspective when you see things like this. So far, well done. Let's just make sure it works well and it's accurate, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, right, guys? Thanks for watching M&B PCP reviews, and don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, and I'll be back talking to you guys soon, and we're going to be testing this thing. I'm going to try to get out there tomorrow for you guys. Thanks, man. Bye.